We begin Primetime News with part 3 of our series looking at the bed shortage affecting public health facilities. This evening, we turn our attention to people abandoned in public hospitals.
They are part of the reason, though not the only one, that some beds in the public health sector are simply not available.
These people have been abandoned by relatives and friends, and the health ministry says it cannot throw them out because of the Health Act, and it has trouble finding suitable places to relocate them.
TVJ Jamaica Mitchell has been speaking with some of the forgotten as part of her Primetime News special report.
Basil Wallace ended up here at the Kingston Public Hospital 3 years ago.
And
what happened?
Somebody came to come after that.
But who that somebody is, he doesn't know. Mr. Wallace is in his 80s.
Nobody not going to look for me at all. Not if I manage to do it. Not going to look for me at all.
Who you want to come and look for you?
Any one of them.
What you want to say to them now?
It was too bad.
Charles Hector is also another resident at the hospital. He's in his 70s. His speech is not so clear, but he has a message for his sister, the only relative he speaks about.
In the hospital 4 years now.
30-year-old Kemoy MacDonald is the youngest person living at the Kingston Public Hospital. Mr. MacDonald says he had an accident some years ago, got injured, started to use a wheelchair, had bed sores, and had to come back to KPH for treatment. That was last year, June to be exact.
Why? Is I take myself here now? Yeah, is I take myself here, but when I come up here, the first 2 hours me have the bed sore, it kind of smell. Yeah, and we get almost shoved back out of the hospital by a porter say, wait my turn. Yeah, and so come we see I out of the road. And he say, my help me to go back in, so we should go back in and talk to the doctor, and the doctor them say, alright. Yeah, that's how I really get into the hospital.
While at the hospital, he said a relative did visit him for a time.
I did have a relative that died up here where my brother usually come up here, come look for him, and then my sister me up here and then he usually come around here, but they were to stay so long and all of that. So when my relative died, he kind of cut off the connection.
Diane Duke is one of the social workers at the Kingston Public Hospital. Miss Duke knows the cases of these men quite well.
We have had up to 30, but now we're down to about 20.
The challenge, though, is that most of these persons do not have a fixed address, and it's been tough getting in touch with some of their relatives.
When we try to make contact with them at the addresses that they leave, those addresses are either non-existent or the persons who live there have no idea of who we're trying to locate.
And when contact is made,
the children, usually their response when we make contact with them is that they don't know who the man is because they've never met him before. They might have heard the person is their father, so they're not willing to take on the responsibility of caring for them when they are no longer in a position to help themselves.
On the other side, when they do find a place for them, sometimes they meet another challenge. Miss Duke says sometimes the place is not equipped to facilitate these persons because of their medical conditions. But she says the hospital is still trying to find a place for them. Jamaica Mitchell, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, up to January 2017, the Kingston Public Hospital said it had 30 persons who have been left at the facility because they had no one to claim them. However, so far they have only found space for 10 of those persons outside of the hospital.